All right, welcome in everybody. Here's another episode of the Fast Break. I am 𝗙𝐶𝐿 Johnson. We are on episode 9. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Here are the 4 storylines I'm going to be most closely monitoring this week. Obviously, the first one, an unfortunate one, that's going to be the Josh Giddey injury. He was 2 points away from tying his career high, and on that very play where he missed a layup, he came down on Ben Sheppard's foot, rolled his right ankle pretty severely. And obviously that's the same right ankle where he ruptured a ligament playing for Team Australia at last summer's Paris Olympics, and also aggravated it earlier this season and missed 4 games at that point. He's actually rolled it a couple times and able to come back pretty quickly from those injuries. He did leave the United Center in a walking boot late Monday night. That's sometimes just precautionary, but he was limping pretty badly in the post-game locker room. Coby White said he talked to him, and Josh told Coby White, who I'm now going to start calling Dr. Coby White, that he's going to be all right. Look, obviously teammates are going to have their other guys back. We were not allowed to speak to Josh Giddey from a media perspective late Monday night. I've checked around on it some today. Have not received an update, but they're obviously going to be careful about that situation, moving forward and make sure he's healthy before he's returned. So whether he's going to be out short-term, long-term, may be known by the time you're watching this, but we don't know yet. Either way, it is a road bump on some ridiculously stellar play from Josh Giddey. Just listen to these numbers. He's played 9 of the Bulls' 10 games since the All-Star break as of this taping, and in those 9 games, Josh Giddey is averaging 23.1 points per game, 10.9 rebounds per game, 8.4 assists per game, shooting 52.2% from the field, 52.5% from the three-point line on 4.4 attempts per game, and 86.5% from the free throw line on, get this, 5.8 free throw attempts per game. That number is significant because Josh Giddey in the past was really reliant on that floater shot. He would avoid contact mostly at all costs, and he has been making a concerted effort, like a lot of other Bulls, most notably Coby White, of getting to the rim, putting pressure on the rim, drawing fouls, getting to the line. The Bulls have lagged in the lower third in free throw attempts of the league all season long. Lately, that number's been climbing, and it's by concerted efforts like we've been seeing from Josh Giddey. So obviously a significant blow for him and the Bulls. Hopefully it's a short-term injury. But the big question will be, will he be able to find his rhythm when he does return from that ankle injury? So stay tuned on that. All right, storyline number 2, another guard, Tre Jones, who obviously never wants to take advantage of teammates' misfortune, but has used the Lonzo Ball injury and now the Josh Giddey injury to really, find a pretty solid spot in that rotation. He has started the last 4 games. As of this taping, he's averaged 13 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game, and 6 assists per game in those starts. Overall, he's at 9.6 points per game on 53.8% shooting for the Bulls. All we heard about this guy was he's a true point guard and an organizer, but he's scoring at a pretty nice clip. He's been in double figures 6 times as a member of the Bulls, 5 of his last 7 games. And what you've seen pretty consistently from Tre Jones is a really high IQ basketball player at both ends. He is listed at 6 feet 1 inches. I think he actually plays bigger than his size because of his IQ and his on-court positioning. He always seems to be in the right place at the right time at both ends. And I also really like the element that he has defensively where he picks up full court pretty consistently, the opponent. I mean, even if that shaves 2, 3, 4 seconds off the 24-second shot clock, that can be a significant deal. So he's played obviously at a very high clip, but it begs the question, what are they going to do with Tre Jones this offseason? Of the 3 players acquired in that Zach LaVine trade, he's the only one on an expiring deal, and obviously the Bulls have a glut at guard. Here are the ones who are under contract for next season: Coby White, Ayo Dosunmu, Lonzo Ball, Kevin Huerter, Dalen Terry. Even if you consider the last 2 and Kevin Huerter and Dalen Terry more wings than guards, they are technically listed as guards. Can't play them all. Obviously, Josh Giddey is a restricted free agent who obviously at this point is trending towards a return. And Javon Carter's got a pretty friendly player option that I see him exercising. So what does this mean for a Tre Jones? Obviously, you can see Billy Donovan and the coaching staff's trust in this player already. Even before he was starting games because of the Lonzo Ball injury, he was closing some games, and he's been doing that pretty consistently. So this would be a pretty significant piece to lose. And as I said, he's a expiring contract, and I'm going to be just as curious as anybody else to see what happens with his future and that glut at guards. Does it make the front office a little more proactive in trying to find a trade for a Coby White or an Ayo Dosunmu, who has well documented in this very feature, have some contract concerns moving forward because the Bulls are limited to extending them at 140% of their current salary. So stay tuned on that. I can tell you that at the trade deadline, where some people were reporting that Tre Jones could be flipped, I reported that there was a lot of internal intrigue and interest in him. In fact, I had heard originally that there was some signs that they were already talking about potentially re-signing him this offseason. But again, that is a crowded position. We're going to have to see how that plays out. I can tell you that Billy Donovan is a big fan of Tre Jones. All right, storyline number 3, our guy Patrick Williams. And no, I am not picking on Patrick Williams just because he played one game after missing 9 and only scored 2 points and 3 rebounds in 13 minutes. Obviously, after missing significant time, he's going to be a little bit out of rhythm. He actually was on a minutes limit much higher. Billy Donovan chose to only play him 13 minutes, but the bigger picture here, obviously, is just kind of the underwhelming season that Patrick has had overall in year 5, and obviously the first year of a 5-year, $90 million deal. He's at 9.1 points and 4 rebounds per game, which are actually below his career numbers of 9.6 points and 4.1 rebounds per game. He's shooting a career low 37.5%. That's down from 45.2% overall. He's also shooting just 35% from three-point range, down from his career number of 39.5%. But the bigger number is this, guys. He's only played 259 games in 5 seasons, and this season again has featured that in and out nature to his Bulls career. I mean, he's obviously now missed time twice because of lingering issues following that off-season surgery, and he just can't seem to get into a rhythm. It's obviously well documented that the Bulls view him and 𝗵𝗫 𝗶𝗹 as cornerstone pieces, as that starting tandem forward pair, and you just not have been able to see those two on the court a lot together. Now, 𝗵𝗫 𝗶𝗹 has taken Patrick Williams' starting role from him. Patrick has said that he's pretty comfortable coming off the bench, but ultimately you need to see those guys starting games together for the future of this franchise. I've said many times I do not see a robust trade market for Patrick Williams this offseason, so he's projected and almost certainly going to be on the Bulls next season. You obviously need to see more from him. We've been saying this for a while, and this was the year in year 5, first year of a deal. You were hoping to see that jump. You can maybe understand the slow start to the season given how little 5-on-5 Patrick Williams played in the offseason following that surgery. But again, it's been unfortunate because he's been in and out of the lineup and not been able to find that rhythm. There was a stretch where he was pretty hot as a three-point shooter. That's dried up a little bit. As I said before, the Bulls have been lagging behind all year in free throw attempts. Patrick Williams does not attack the rim much. In fact, there was a play in Monday night's game where 𝗦𝗎cie King on our broadcast was just imploring Patrick, who pump faked the defender in the air from the three-point line and then settled for a three-pointer as the defender flew past him into the bench. Attack the rim. He had a clear lane down the baseline, and so just really so many ways to analyze Patrick Williams' game, but the overall takeaway is that obviously the Bulls and Patrick Williams want more, and the close to his season will be intriguing as you see those minutes go up. Again, he only played 13 minutes Monday night, but as you see those minutes go up, you need to see the production go up as well. All right, our final storyline. Who's got playing fever out there? Man, can you believe this? The Bulls are not only running away with the 10th seed, they have Miami in their sights at number 9 now. You have to actually start considering, are the Bulls going to win a play-in game? Are they going to win 2? Are they going to be facing Cleveland in the first round of the NBA playoffs? That would be crazy, wouldn't it? But hey, it could happen. And obviously, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid here or even saying this is a good thing. I've all along made my position clear that I think draft positioning is just as critical as playoff experience. But that ship has sailed. I mean, they have a 4.5 game lead on the 10 seed with 18 to play. They're going to be in the play-in tournament. It's now just a matter of which seed. And can we actually start looking at matchups right now? They've gone 2-0 against the Miami Heat this season, 1-2 against the Orlando Magic, and they split the season series with the Atlanta Hawks at 2-2. Those are the 3 teams that they're going to be jostling for those seeds with, because the Detroit Pistons have a 9-game lead at the 6th seed. They're locked in at 6. Bulls are not falling out of 10. So it's going to be those 3 teams, the Miami Heat, Orlando Magic, Atlanta Hawks, and the Chicago Bulls battling for the 7, 8, 9, and 10 seeds. And who would have thunk it that the Bulls could come out of 10, maybe get a home play-in date at 9, maybe win that against the Miami Heat, and advance to another play-in game against either the Orlando Magic or Atlanta Hawks. And then who knows? I'm guessing that Cleveland series would be pretty quick, but we all know, like 𝗍𝗂𝗯𝗍 𝗍 said, that who wants to vacation in Cleveland in April or May? So we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but the point is, prepare for play-in basketball. It's happening, unless barring obviously a ridiculous and unforeseen collapse. I like the way this Bulls team is playing right now at both ends. I think the 3 new players in Kevin Huerter, Zach Collins, and Tre Jones have really added a lot at both ends. And look, they've been weathering injuries to Lonzo Ball. You've now got to weather an injury of Josh Giddey. But with that depth they acquired in that Zach LaVine trade, I see that happening, and I see the Bulls headed for the play-in tournament. It's just a matter of which seed. So that's going to do it for another edition of the Fast Break. Again, we really appreciate you checking us out, and we'll be back at you with more content next week. Thanks a lot.